Peace and love, infinite beings. A Jaya Divine, minister of infinite beings in America. Listen the fuck up, y'all. This is a spiritual war. This attack that you are seeing in the physical is a result of the spiritual war. Listen, if we understand and we know universal law, then we know what you put out, you get back. So whatever they are doing is coming back to them. Now, what you do, if they can get you to put negative energy out and fear and hate and violence, guess what you're going to get back? And that is how they keep you caught up in the cycle and keep you caught up in your lower self. I get it. People are angry. People are frustrated. But we have to get back to these universal laws so we can actually start affecting what we're seeing. Because if you get caught up in what they're doing, you will continue to cycle in this bullshit. That's why it's called a revolution. Listen, it is not a fucking game. They are keeping you locked down, and that is why they keep feeding you these pictures and these images of them. They've never stopped killing black people. They have always been killing black people. And as long as black people continue to want to stay a party to their shit, they will continue killing black people. You're going to arm and fight against the most violent people, against the most violent system, against the most violent regime that the world has known. All you're doing is feeding what they live on. Stop being a fucking puppet. Because this is what they want. Because if they didn't want it, they would have already blocked it out of the media. They can control exactly what you see. They can shut down accounts. They want you to see this shit. They want you to be angry. They want you to resort to violence. They want to keep you in fear. That is the plan. And if you don't understand, and if you don't get back in alignment with universal law and start to figure out how you can affect universal law to change what you're seeing and to change your life, you will continue to be a fucking puppet. Because that's all it is. What do y'all think the zombie apocalypse is? That is the dead people who cannot think and cannot free themselves from this cycle. Just following whatever it is that the media puts out. Just following it blindly and not using any fucking common sense. Not using universal law to understand that there are no victims. Everybody gets what they put out. So what have we been putting out? What have you been putting out? What has the black community been putting out? What is going on in the black community regardless of police? So that shit's gonna come back. What has been going on between brother and sister in the black community? Guess what? You're getting that shit back. What has been going on between the parent and child relationship in the black community? Violence? Guess what? You getting that shit back. So stop fucking playing with the universal laws and then want to cry victim when you get that shit back. That's weak as fuck. Yes, I said it. That's weak as fuck. And you can pretend like you're going to have some power because you armed up and you go to somebody's house and you threaten his family and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's not fucking power. That's cowardice because you're afraid to face your fucking self. So wake up and understand the game being played on you. This is not the time to start putting more negative shit out because that shit's gonna come back to you tenfold and more. Y'all can keep thinking shit is sweet and this is a game and that it's all about the physical world and what you see. It is not. We are divine. We are divine by design. We are gods. We are all these things that are above this world and above this matrix and above what we see, but you are caught in it because it is a spiritual war. They are playing a game on you right now. They are playing a game on the people right now. And everyone is pretty much caught up in it. And you're going to stay caught up in it. And you're going to keep the revolution alive, going around in fucking circles like a fucking idiot. Yes, you are. It sounds like a wonderful plan. That I don't even how. With all just common sense, with all of the tools and all of the things they have at their disposal, you have no privacy. You have no privacy. If you got a phone, you have no privacy. Hell, they got satellites. They got more technology than you even know that hasn't even been released, y'all. We know the military is at least 70 years of advance of what is out. Like, there's been free energy. There's so much out here that they are keeping, and you think that your little hopscotch militia that you put together and train is going to do something against the most organized and violent regiment that the world has ever known. We are in the lowest point. That means we are in the most violent, the most just ugliest point of life right now. And we are cycling back up. You have to go all the way to the bottom to cycle back up. So this is the most violent. This is the bottom of the fucking barrel. And y'all want to meet them at the bottom of the fucking barrel and stay down there with them and prove that you can out-violence them. Why? Why? What sense does that make? That only proves that you don't know who you are. That only proves that they got you. And they need to keep you there in order to feed them and to stay alive. Because when we start cycling back up, some of these people not going to be able to cycle back up. They not made like this. And that's why they spend so much energy keeping you down. Because we are cycling back up into our divinity, into our godhood. And the only way to keep you down is to keep you invested in this bullshit. They've been killing. They ain't never stopped killing people. Now they're feeding it to you because it fits their agenda. It feeds their narrative. And people are just playing into it like the fucking sheep that they are. And you're seeing it from everybody. Right now, everything is being revealed. You are seeing everybody's true colors, where they really stand. The truth is there if you have the eye to see it. Sit back. Just sit back and look and watch. And stop being just emotionally driven and letting people just move you how they want to, based on what they feed you, based on the images that they feed you. They're able to control you like a game piece on a board, because that's all they're doing is playing a game. And based on the images they feed you, they are controlling you like a piece of plastic on a game board. Remember, this is chess, not checkers. It is time to wake the fuck up. Sit back. Sit with your emotions. Sit with your feelings. Get to the bottom of them. Look for other solutions, y'all. You can protect yourself. But it starts with understanding and knowing the universal laws. Because nothing and no one is above the universal laws. Then you start to walk in that. And you start to know. Once you know, that's all that matters. Once you know, your world changes right then. There are no victims. Everyone gets what they put out. You cannot be a god and a victim. You should not live in fear if you know universal law and you live it and you've been applying it. There's nothing to fear. And then from there, you learn all the other laws, y'all. These corporations are nothing. If you started a business, that's the same. You're on the same level as the fucking police, because it's just a corporation that hired employees. You really got to start understanding what's really going on and stop being a fucking fool. This has always been and will always be a spiritual war. That's why they fed you religion. They fed you how to interpret your religion. They fed you law. And it wasn't even law. It's code, statutes, and ordinance. But they fed you that as law. To what? To control your mental. To keep you a slave to their system. They don't care about life. They don't care whether they kill you, slow poisoning you from chemtrails, fluoride, bad food, stress, or if they actually just kill you. And so people are really, really upset about being killed within a short period of time with overtly violent act. But y'all don't give a shit about being killed over a slow and steady rate. Y'all don't care about only fast food being in your neighborhood. Y'all don't care about none of that shit. So that's how you know it's only reacting from the emotion and the trauma of seeing someone killed overtly. But when it comes down to it, what y'all showing is y'all don't actually really care about death at all. You're just in your feelings. A bunch of emotional ass children acting out. And then you have people that have the audacity to insinuate that someone should kill or do something to someone else's family. Yeah, let's just feed the cycle some more. So y'all better watch out who the fuck y'all following and start turning inward and follow yourself. Find your truth. Because right now there is a game being played and you are losing if you are stuck in this shit. If you're reacting from your emotion and you are putting out more negativity and encouraging violence and any of that, you are falling right into the trap. And that's what the masses do. Okay? And that is what many will continue to do. But for those who have an ounce of understanding, if you have an inkling of something inside of you that says, okay, there's got to be something else, this is not the direction, it is time to wake up. Because it is going to continue to get uglier and more oppressive. And if you are only plugged into that matrix, you will continue to go further and further into hell. And you will stay there until you decide to wake up. This is a time of the great awakening. Wake your ass up. I am not speaking to your ego. I am speaking to the soul inside of you who has been to sleep because your ego took over and thought it was real. It is time to wake up. Get up. Peace and love.